All right, so welcome you guys to our second completely online RamDev meeting. Um, a couple quick updates before I go into showing off some of the deploying of websites. Let me share my screen really quick. VCU, I'm not sure if I posted this into RamDev, but I will do that after this. The VCU Medical Center is trying to do this like virtual sprint type thing. So because there's the whole coronavirus outbreak, they're looking for projects and stuff to help out, and they're willing to give cash prizes. So 1,000 per person with a limit of 5,000 per team. And so it's really vague. Obviously I'm not going to read over this right now, but just to give you a quick sort of brief overview of what it says, it's essentially just any projects that could help. If they think it's if they think it's useful and they think they can get some use out of it, they'll pay you. And I don't even think this involves just computer science students. It's like any project. If you can think of anything that could help out, they're looking for suggestions, because right now in Virginia, it isn't like a huge problem, but they are bracing for the worst. They're already running low on some of the supplies like masks and stuff. So if you can find a way to save them money or do anything involved with that, they're willing to obviously pitch in. I think the medical center isn't the one that pays you. This is a partnership with the Da Vinci Center. And so the Da Vinci Centers would be the one that would actually be paying you for these they would be like entrepreneurial kind of prizes. They're trying to treat it like a hackathon, but not a hackathon, because hackathon's like only for computer science students. Actually, let me take this. I'll throw this into Slack right now. There's a link for that if you want to look over that while I'm talking. So I can get into it. I'm going to try to deploy a website in under a minute, actually in under 60 seconds. I'm not going to time myself because I feel like everybody would make fun of me if I didn't.
Make fun of you either way.
Yeah, I can see. Have you guys ever deployed? I'm fairly certain Nick's deployed websites before, but have the rest of you guys deployed websites? Let me open. There's a chat. 46 days? Is that like your uptime for your laptop or your website?
That's your uptime.
Oh, my uptime. Yeah, I haven't turned this computer off in a while.
I was about to pull out my uptime and start flexing, but
all right, yeah. So Taylor has not deployed. I know Nick has deployed. Prophet, have you deployed a website before?
I have not.
You have not. All right. Well,
About you though.
Yeah, you are. So I will say, it's really simple. I'm going to, what time is it? I'm going to actually see if I can get it in at least a decent amount of time and Jesse says he is not. So let's see, what time is it? It's 11 or 4:11. So let's see how fast I can do this. I'm going to make a little test directory in here. It's going to be an empty directory. I'm going to say, I'm going to open up VS Code. VS Code is probably going to take the longest of all these steps. In here, let's get rid of that. Let's make an index.html. I have a little plugin that will let me, the only thing that I'm not doing from scratch is it'll let me type. Is it because the windows are in the way? See, this is the thing that takes the longest, the technical difficulties. There we go. HTML5. And if I save that and then go back to here, and then I'm going to type the special secret sauce, which is now. I'm going to explain now later. But it's going to detect that I have an HTML file. I'm going to say, yes, that's what I want. Deploy it. I want to deploy it under my name. Link to an existing project. Nope. Project name test. Directory that it's located is the current directory. Do I want to override these settings? No. All right, so if I go to this link right here, I hope it took the screen sharing with it. Here we go. And if all of you guys, I'll throw this into RamDev. Wherever the Slack is, there it is. If all of you guys go to that URL, you should be able to see this too. If somebody wants to confirm that I actually am not BSing.
Can confirm, not BS.
Perfect. And as you can also see, this does have, like, it's not the best URL. It has 2 random words in it, which I can show you how to change in a sec. And HTTPS. If you guys haven't, I feel like most people take the HTTPS for granted, but if you deploy stuff a lot, getting the S and HTTPS can sometimes be a pain in the ass. There's been projects to make it easier, which is what I'm going to show you. So the thing I wanted to, this looked super easy, but obviously I think you guys can kind of get the feeling that there's a bunch of stuff going on under the hood that I'm not explaining. And one of them being, probably the most important thing being the now. I think most of you guys have seen basic HTML before. This is not a crazy document. Its body is just, hello, RamDev. Or all of you guys have made directories and stuff like that, made files. The crazy thing is this guy. So now is actually a tool made by Zeit. If you've never seen Zeit before, let me get off my dashboard. They're kind of like Nestify. If you've ever heard of Nestify before, they let you, oh, it's automatically going to go to my dashboard. They let you deploy static websites. And Zeit has a couple other nice features too, but that's its main purpose, is to help you deploy things. So as you can see, I have a test deployment right here with the deployment URL and then the 2 domains that it assigns. So this is like the nicer version of that domain. So if I go here, all of these are valid. test.joneiller89.now.sh brings you to the same web URL. They're all just alias to each other. And then same for this guy. So now Zeit has the command line tool now. That's what they create, the now CLI, which handles all of that for you. This could be an Angular project. So if you guys haven't seen the RamDev website before, I actually have a project for it. RamDev has its own account here where we have our RamDev website with, these are all the domains for it. We actually bought a domain that runs it, but it also has the other 2. These are linked to RamDev's GitHub. And so if I go right here, you can actually link GitHub pages. So instead of me deploying from here, so right here, I was just went to the directory and then just type now, you can actually link a GitHub page. So if you have like an Angular project or a Vue project or any other project that you're making, and it works on your local machine, you can get the website running on localhost like 3000 or localhost 4000 or 8080 or whatever port you feel like using. You can add Git integration. So in this case, like I said, it's on VCU RamDev, but on mine, if I go back to my page, let's see, what's a good, I can just share this one. Oh no, I need a one that's got a GitHub link. Does this guy have a GitHub link? No, this is a project. I do these for classes too. I don't know if I have my GitHub. I know I have my GitHub link to it, but I don't know if I have any projects deployed with this right now. But yeah, they also have another, one of the nice things that they have is they are a sponsor to Let's Encrypt. So Let's Encrypt, if you've never heard of Let's Encrypt before, they're really cool. They are like a nonprofit, I believe they're a nonprofit, who are trying to get the internet secured. So they're giving out SSL certificates and signing SSL certificates so everybody on the internet can have this nice HTTPS, or the S part of the HTTPS. So Let's Encrypt has an API that Zeit actually uses to make sure that you have SSL certificates on all of the domains you buy. So if you buy one from here, I don't know if you've ever bought a domain before, but you can go to places like Namecheap. So there are places like Namecheap where you can look up mywebsite.com if you want to buy domains. So mywebsite.com isn't available, but you can buy other domains on here. Zeit, you can do the same thing. They're a little bit more expensive, but they come with automatic HTTPS involved. So you don't have to worry about like, if you've ever gone to a website and your browser was like, this is unsafe, please go back. And it has like really flashy warning signs. That usually means that somebody didn't put the S in HTTPS or self-signed their certificate or something like that. So if you wanted to buy one on here, you could say like my website, and it gives you all of the things you would need for that. Running out of time. Zoom said I'm running out of time. I thought it was going to let me do this. Well, I have enough time. So if you guys all wanted to deploy a website, you would need to, the steps to do it is go to Zeit.co. So I'm pretty sure .co usually means they're English. I wouldn't be surprised. Or it's .co.uk or whatever. This is go to their website, and then if you make an account, you download their CLI. So their CLI is actually an NPM package. Zeit is a huge, like they're all JavaScript all the way. They actually created their own JavaScript framework. I imagine Nick has probably heard of Next.js before.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep, they make Next. So if you can see Zeit, you can see that the website for Next.js looks very similar to Zeit. And I'm pretty sure Next is also what Nux.js is based off of. But if you've never used Next, it's like a nice version of React. It's built on top of React before, with some other like nice features. And so this is the same company that makes that. If you want, all of this is free. So that's like the best part. Any deployment you make is pretty much free. They do have pricing somewhere. You can get a not free account. And I'm trying to remember where I can, billing. That's not what I want. If I go to Zeit now, prices, you can get a like premium or upgraded account pricing. There it is. Look at that, Zeit.co/pricing. So it starts out for free, but you can grow if you're using like a decent sized website. Like if you're an actual company or an organization trying to do this, you're going to want like a paid account. So myself and Ramdev are both hobby accounts, so we're free. We get like, what is this? 23 smart CDN locations, like unlimited projects, Git integration, serverless functions, pretty much anything you need. But if you're a team, you probably want multiple people working on the same project, in which case you would need like concurrent builds, you would need a pro account. And then from there, you can just like keep moving forward. Like if you're a big organization, you have single sign-on. Like if VCU was for some reason really interested in this, which I don't see them being, I can't see them buying this anytime soon. VCU isn't known for buying nice things. They could put their single sign-on on and stuff like that. But yeah. Do you guys think you're comfortable making a website? Do you want to see it again? I did go kind of fast, but that's also because Zoom was yelling at me that I run out of time. Or any questions about Zeit right now, because I understand I can glaze over things very quickly. Let me check that.
It only does just like static web page hosting. They don't offer any more than that.
Okay, so their big, like their bread and butter is static website hosting. I put this Zoom thing in the wrong place. Their bread and butter is static website hosting, but they have been moving out of that and going to serverless. So like most people nowadays, they're going into serverless stuff.
Do they offer free serverless?
Yes, they do offer free serverless. The first functions like the first time I'd ever played around with serverless was actually with Zeit, because I was afraid of using Lambdas and Google Cloud Functions. I thought I was going to have to pay money. I was worried I was going to accidentally like step in the wrong hole. But with this, like I don't have to worry about it. Like your functions are free. I think there is like a threshold. Like if you're getting like millions of requests, they're going to make you start paying. But I think it's like 99 cents or something really small.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they have, like a ton of other kind of really neat features, but for projects and hackathons, it has just about anything you need. So one of the things when I go to hackathons is a lot, like almost every front end I use goes on Zeit. Like at any hackathon, any project, like I use this platform all the time. I'll bring projects up and take them down. You can have them on. You like the thing about like AWS or Google is you forget to turn them on or you forget to turn them off and you start paying money. I make like really silly projects. That's how I'll make really silly projects. Like I have a friend of mine named Maya, and when Maya was working on a project, I was giving Maya encouragement. And so I sent her a web page. Oh, did I take down all the deployments for this guy? Never mind. But it did have a, oh, maybe it's this one. I'll send people URLs of like, let's see if oh, there it is. I believe in you. But I think that I deployed this 275 days ago and I forget about it. Like I don't have to think about it. I know I'm not going to pay any money. I don't have to worry that I didn't turn off my like Lambdas or my EC2 instance. And all of a sudden I have like my EC2 instance with a GPU and all of a sudden I have a $200 bill. With this, like I'm very, like, I feel really secure with this.
Have you got WebSockets working on their serverless compute before?
I have not played around with
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm just picking an old project and throwing it on there right now. And it's actually running very, very easily. Just looked in the repo, was like, okay, here's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah. Oh, here's the link.
It just knew what to do, man. It just knew what to do. And
yeah,
it might help that it was JavaScript because it's probably designed to deploy.
No, so there is a list of, interesting that you said that. There's a list of approved, well, they have like a list of languages and like frameworks that work for them. So when you type now, it actually searches your project, tries to figure out what it is. So it saw that mine was a, I don't know if you saw, but it looked up configurations. So it saw that this was the configuration for it. If it's an Angular, it'll detect that it's Angular. If it's Vue, it detects it's Vue. If it's Python, it will detect that it's Python. If it's Go, it will detect that it's Go. And it will build it like accordingly. I'm trying to find which ones it'll build for. I think it has like, let's see, supported languages. Look at that. So these are the guys that it supports right now. But if you type now, it'll just learn it. Like it goes through. If you want to be very explicit, you can specify a now.json. I'm going to try to go really quick because I have 3 minutes left. So let me see if I can find now.json on here.
When I update my repository, does it automatically trigger a new deployment, or can I manually do that?
If you set up Git integration, every time
I have Git integration set up.
Every time you pull the master, or yeah, I mean, and whatever branch you have the Git integration on, it updates, and it updates very fast. If I go into here and type, let's see, let's change that to ramdev, and then I do that, and then I say now. It detects that this is the same project. It detects that I already have a project for this. Inspecting, it sees what it needs. All right, now it's deployed and it's updated. So like it's almost instantaneous. I even recommend this a lot of times to like small businesses and stuff. Like anybody, like if you're, you know, a small like startup in Carytown, I wouldn't recommend being a startup right this second. But for like small personal projects or startups, like this is really nice. You can get something up really quickly. Every time you push, it'll update. I think a friend of mine uses this, and he actually does. He works for. I don't know if you guys met. I think you guys have met Darren. Darren, he used to work at Capital One with me. He uses Zeit to work on websites for companies in Carytown. And the only time it gets mad at him is he doesn't know how to work in a develop branch yet because he's a graphic designer. So he always works in master and pushes very frequently. So after like 20 pushes, Zeit will yell at him and tell him like it's taking a 30-minute break. So it won't, like after a while, it'll just like stop. Like it won't charge you money. It'll just stop.
So they're actually on AWS on their back end.
Yeah.
They have a 3 dot address, and AWS owns all of the 3.0.0/8 space. So they're like, I don't know how their backend is set up, but they're running on AWS's servers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really curious how they're back. I imagine if you go through this documentation, I've browsed through this stuff a bit. I haven't gone super in depth with it, but I imagine if you go through, you can find some neat stuff about it, because it does say they have edge caching and all that, fancy jazz. I don't know. Are there any questions? There's a minute left. Let me stop. About Zeit or deploying a website. I can look at the chat too if you guys want to post stuff in the chat. People have been putting things in the chat. Thank you. All right. If there's no questions, I'm not